Look into my eyes. Do you see fear? You come at me with sword and spear, but I come in the name of the God of Israel. Yes! Right between the eyes! Did you see that? Anyone? Of course not. Okay then, one more time. Tally, no! I'm trying to protect us from this Philistine. Whoa! No, not that way. Come on. Back to your mom. Right, Philistine. Oh, wait! Right between the eyes. Oh, of course. That one you saw. Tally! Tally, no! I'm coming, girl! Whoa, easy! Shira! I will bring her home safely. Whoa! Tally, wait, no! There you go. I'm almost through. Okay. Oh! Tally, stop! No! Oh, that doesn't help. That does. Stop. Thank you. Yena haleni nafshi yeshobeh yancheni b'mgalet tzedek leman shemo.
What you have just watched is a concept short or a musical animated feature film on the story of David, and our vision is to tell it in the same quality as movies like Tangled and Frozen. This is more than a movie. This is a movement to join people from all over the world to try and make the world's most watched animated theatrical release.
You can help us make this film by going to angel.com/David to invest today.
Growing up in the wild of Africa was the most incredible experience, and it was there that I bumped into the most amazing character of God and fell in love with him. At the same time, I was reading David's story, and it just really struck me. On one particular canoe trip on the Zambezi River, where you could canoe for days and not see a human being, I was reading the scriptures and I read, "I found in David, son of Jesse, a man after my own heart." And I thought how amazing it would be to do a film that would give people all over the world a glimpse into God's heart. We grew up on a farm that had no electricity. I only saw my first film when I was 14 years old, and it was such an electric experience. I was blown away by the power of film and the power of story to connect with people and move people. And from that day, I became passionate to tell a story on the life of David. The question is, can a group of farmers from Africa make a global hit that's going to reach the world? This is in and of itself an incredible David versus Goliath story.
There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And in order to tell a story as big as David, we need people from all around the world to come together.
Over the last 20 years, Jackie and I have just been blown away by how God has miraculously drawn talent to us. Now we have the most awesome, high-quality team.
Like Nathan Stanton, who spent 22 years at Pixar, Borja Montoro, a Disney animation alumni, other talent from massive films like Big Hero 6, Tangled, Finding Nemo, Zootopia, Moana, Prince of Egypt, and many more.
Our first breakout hit is Jungle Beat, an incredible and beautiful show. On our YouTube channel, we get over 2 billion views a year. We've got 7 million subscribers. We also recently released our first animated feature film called Jungle Beat the Movie. And incredibly, it was on Netflix's top 10 for over 2 weeks, both live action and animated feature films in the US. We are also doing a theatrical release of Jungle Beat the Movie in China later this year, and are in production of Jungle Beat the Movie 2. What really excites me is if you take Jungle Beat the Movie, we produced that for $5 million. And I'd really encourage you to go and watch it on Netflix to see the quality of movie we produced for that price. And just imagine the quality of movie we could produce on David with the proper budget. With David, we considered the route of engaging with Hollywood, and there is significant interest down that route. But we really felt that from a creative point of view, we need to stay the head and not the tail of this project. And it's a slingshot, like David went with a slingshot to fight Goliath. We really believe that the strategy needs to be outside the Hollywood system for it to work. In this vein, we are thrilled to be working with Angel Studios for distribution. Angel Studios did the TV series The Chosen, which has become the world's biggest TV series on the life of Jesus Christ. The Chosen has generated hundreds of millions of views and tens of millions of dollars. We've already got $19 million of investments and need another $35 million to complete this project. We need your help to bring God's heart to the world through the story of David.
Go to angel.com/David to invest in this film today.
And let's join together to try and make the world's most watched animated theatrical release.
Hi guys, welcome. I'm so thrilled to be hosting another live stream for our Project David. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got such a great show this evening. We've got a very special guest who I'll introduce in a moment. I am your host. My name is Rita Mbanga, and I'm one of the producers of David, and really thrilled to be hosting tonight's live stream. Just to tease the lineup, our special guest is Eric Artell, an amazing actor and creator, and all-round wonderful person. So really happy to be having him on tonight with me. Welcome all Eric Artell fans as well. I know there's a lot of you joining, and I see we've got people from Colombia and Florida as well. So really happy to have Alabama as well. So thanks so much, guys, for joining us and watching and spending this time with us. I say tonight because it's tonight in South Africa, but I know it's morning in America. So hello, Corbin KY, I think that's Kentucky. And we also have India. So really thrilled. This is looking global, which is so exciting. And a hello from South Africa. Thank you, Sarah. So cool. So yes, Eric and I will be showing you the demo tonight and talking about why we're telling the story of David. There's also a way for you to get involved too. Please head on over to angel.com/David. And there you'll see we're currently gauging interest. So if you would like to express interest, please head over to angel.com/David, where you can express your interest to kind of help us on this journey. And please like, share, and comment all the comments and everything. We read every single one of them. And it's really, really awesome. We just thank everyone for commenting and sharing. It goes a very, very long way. So without further ado, I'd love to welcome Eric Artell onto the screen with me. Hi, Eric.
Hello, Rita. How are you?
So well, and you. You are sunshine, Eric. It's so nice to see your face. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you. And, I know we're seeing people's comments. So please, people who are here watching on Facebook, on YouTube, comment. But I don't know if you know, Rita, but I'm also have people watching on TikTok. And I don't think we have those comments coming up. But we got Philippines in here. We've got a lot of United States. So, we're just building up the international viewership. So let's get some more countries if we can. How many countries can we get in here?
Fantastic. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Eric. So, Eric, I know you've already gotten involved with David, which has been super cool for us. And before we kind of really kick off, I'd love if we could show your TikTok video, the David one that you made.
Yes, let's watch it. I love it. And this is not, I'm not being biased, but I really love
it. Yeah, awesome.
How did I get here?
Do you know the story of David and Goliath?
Mm-hmm.
David, he had to overcome Goliath. He did the slingshot, took down Goliath.
Yeah.
What might be a Goliath that you want to overcome?
Getting my driver's license.
That can be really hard. Are you ready to overcome that? Come with me. Come on.
Okay. It's time for you to be a David. Write your Goliath down.
What in the world is that?
Oh, it's a car. You're going to overcome this right now. You ready? I'm going to wear these for safety. See if you can sling these water balloons at your Goliath. Are you ready to be a David? This is your Goliath. Conquer him. You know what? Just throw it. Step up here and get... Oh! I am David!
I am David.
These awesome people overcame their Goliaths just like David did long ago. And you can help bring the David story to life in a new animated feature with Angel Studios. Check the link in my bio or the link down below. Now, go be a David.
So fun, Eric. Please, could you just talk to us about your experience making that video? Did you get terribly wet?
You know what? I got sort of wet because here's the reason, Rita. It was really hard to do a slingshot with, as you could see in that video. It is very hard to do slingshots. And so I did not get hit very often until we said, and trust me, we did this with everyone. We did this with a number of people there at that park. And until we said, hey, you know what? Everybody, I had to say, hey, just forget using the sling. Just go ahead and throw the water balloons at me. And also, I will say, it's a video, so people will think, oh, you're probably acting. Like, oh, those didn't really hurt. Those actually hurt. Like when I'm screaming. Those actually, and I'm wearing, those are not my real abs. Those are not my real abs that I have on there.
What? No.
But I'm, yeah, amazingly. But I'm wearing that thing, and it had some padding. Those are padded abs. But it still hurt. Those little water balloons. We should have rethought the water balloon situation. Those water balloons were like little rocks that we were using. And because as you can see, this wonderful young woman just really could not sling it very well, but then she slung it right and almost hit me in the face. It looks like, if I can remember. But it was fun. We did that. We wound up doing it with a number of people at the park. That's just one of the people, but we wound up doing it with a number of people, and it was really fun to do. So
it was really good fun. I love it. So I guess you've got a new appreciation for David using a sling then, right? If you say it was particularly difficult.
Very much so. And these were all, I mean, that was I think in that video, that was one of the younger people. So we had older people, like older adults, we had younger adults, and not a single one of them could do it. And so to think about thinking about David, and how old he was, It's a phenomenal story. I mean, I love the story. I absolutely love the story. So this video, hopefully, it's obviously there's a lot of fun and light in the video, but I think it brings up such an important point that's brought up that you guys are bringing to the screen. You know, what an incredible concept and an incredible story to be bringing to the screen, and not just the story itself, but amazing lessons. You know, lessons that we need to learn in life.
So on that, how have you had any giants that you've had to slay in your life that you would be willing to share, or just tell us how you slay your giants?
Wow, that is a great question. Yeah, I think I mean, we all have our giants that we have to slay. Like in that video, she had to get her driver's license. I think she had failed two or three times trying to get her driver's license. You know, we all have giants that we even in my career, thinking about coming to Los Angeles and coming to Los Angeles to be an actor. That was certainly sort of a giant, if you will, to try to slay, because Definitely. It was extremely intimidating, you know, very, very intimidating. And I think that's one of the things about slaying, that idea of slaying a giant, right? Is the intimidation factor, what causes you to fear or to doubt yourself, and obviously put yourself in danger, but it doesn't have to be danger, a physical danger. It can be an emotional danger or something. But I feel like that's a big part of it, is that intimidation or that fearful thing. And you're either, you know, what you're facing, or stepping into the unknown, you know. Becoming a husband and becoming a parent certainly is a Goliath to slay, if you will, because you're stepping into this unknown of challenges that you don't know what you're going to be facing, you know. So totally. Yes, I certainly have. Oh, and then yes, how do I do it? You know, I think certainly for me, I'm definitely one of the reasons why the David movie touches me so much, or I feel so connected to it, is because I'm a religious person. I believe in God, and so leaning on my faith and my trust in God certainly is one of the ways, one of the pillars of how I am able to face and take on the Goliaths in my life.
I love that. And what you were saying earlier about just the intimidation factor, that was Goliath, right? Like, he was this like literally a giant standing there shouting these taunts, you know, out, and everyone was completely intimidated by him, you know. And I guess along those lines, what you're saying, David went in there when everyone else was terrified, and he was like, how dare you, like, defy the armies of the living God, you know? Like, and like what you're saying, right? You go in there and you look to God, not to the giant, right? And that's how you slay them. So yeah, that's really awesome. And then as you just mentioned, being a dad, I know you've got some children. Yes. Are there things about David that you kind of teach your kids, or what are you particularly looking forward to them watching this film, and why?
Oh, I am so looking forward to them watching this film. You know, we do movie nights at our home. I have a few little children, and we love doing movie nights, and we watch movies that are very much along the lines of what David is going to be. You know, I know in the promos talking about, you know, movies like Tangled or Frozen, movies of that caliber, but also of that just great storytelling caliber and entertainment. And so my kids love those kinds of movies, and to be able to show them or have us watch a movie that is not just high entertainment value and also high quality, but that then will teach them a great lesson in life and something that we can then talk about. You know, sometimes when you watch some of these animated movies, there aren't necessarily great lessons that you can talk about with your children. You know, it's like, I mean, I guess, you know, usually there's a conflict, there's bad guys, good guys, and stuff like that. But it's just wonderful to think we can watch a movie that my children will love, and they've seen the trailer, they've seen the promo, and they love it, you know, because it's so cute and it's fun. But to watch a full movie that they'll love, and then to be able to talk about it and get real and talk to them about what, okay, we have Goliaths in our lives, and what did David do, and who did he trust? Talking with them about trusting God, and that just means a lot to me. That's why I'm so looking forward to the movie and being able to watch it with my children. Why it's one of the reasons why I just believe in it so much.
That's amazing. And so you just talked about the demo. Should we watch it together, and then we can kind of discuss it a bit more once you've watched? Awesome.
Yes, that would be great.
Look into my eyes. Do you see fear? You come at me with sword and spear, but I come in the name of the God of Israel. Yes! Right between the eyes! Did you see that? Anyone? Of course not. Okay then. One more time. Tally, not now. I'm trying to protect us from this Philistine. Whoa. No, not that way. Come on. Back to your mom. Right, Philistine. Oh, wait. Right between the eyes. Oh, of course. That one you saw. Tally! Tally, no! I'm coming, girl! Whoa, easy! Shira! I will bring her home safely. Whoa! Tally, wait, no! There you go. I'm almost there. Okay. Oh! Tally, stop! No! Oh, that doesn't help. That does. Stop. Thank you. Yena haleni nafshi yeshobeh yancheni b'magalet tzedek lema
So cool, right?
What's gonna happen next? Great cliffhanger. Great. You know, my 8-year-old learned what a cliffhanger was when he was
Yeah.
reading. He's an avid reader, and then he would talk about like why do chapters of books end right when something exciting is going to happen. And so I explained to him, this is a little while ago, I explained to him that it's called a cliffhanger. And then like out of the blue, some other time he talked about like the cliffhangers, but he knows that is a cliffhanger. It's great. I love it.
That is a
I love it.
cliffhanger. That's so sweet. And you were like, it's a hook, boy. They want to get you.
Yeah, they're gonna get you. And that got me. I love that. I will tell you this, Rita. When I was first approached about getting involved and you know, ultimately, which turned out into making a really fun video. And like I said, we've got a lot of other people that we did that with. There's some really other fun stuff. So maybe we can do another one as well with that has the other people doing their stuff. But when
that would be great.
That was the first thing that I saw was that trailer. And it is just so well done. It is so great. And in fact, Rita, when I watched that trailer, when I watched that promo, I actually, even in my mind, I knew, oh, this isn't a movie that's been made yet. After seeing that, I thought, oh, great. I want to, like, can I go watch it right now? I think I actually went to try to look up to like, actually go watch it or see like, okay, let's go watch it. And then, wait.
Yeah.
That's right. It's not, the movie's not made yet. The movie is not made yet, but it's just so well done that I just expected it was just it was already fully made, and it got me excited to watch it. And that was another reason why I thought, you know, I really want to be involved to help get this movie made.
I love that. That's so great. Thank you so much. And then just to ask you, are there any parts of that particularly resonate with you? I'll share the bit that particularly resonates with me, but I'd love to hear your bit first.
Oh, well, I mean, aside from an adorable lamb, because I am a father and I have little children, and so just, I mean, that moment of I'm a quote unquote softie inside, so I just the idea of an adorable young little creature falling to its death. I mean, that got me. So that definitely touched me. It's such a simple little concept in just this little part, and it was just so adorable. It was so endearing, and then almost, you know, with almost dying. So yes, that part of I will say it affected me because because just as a father, I'm like, no, you know, totally. and shepherds, you know, shepherds shepherds are like the parent of their sheep. I mean, these little lambs, they have biological parents who are the sheep. But those biological parents do not take care of cannot protect those little lambs like a parent needs to, like a human, you know. And so that part certainly affected
tugged
me
on your heartstrings.
Yes, tugged on my heartstrings. Yes.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love it. So mine is the moment where he's on the side of the cliff and he is, you know, everything's out of control, and he looks up to God, you know, looks up to the heavens, and, you know, then everything comes into kind of focus, I guess, you know. And it's just, I mean, I've watched this, you know, maybe 5 million times, but it still kind of chokes me up every time we get to that point, you know, what you're seeing on the screen. Like, it's just such a reminder to me to, like, don't be so hyper focused on your issues, like just take a beat, look up, take a breath, and God is always there, always there to help. And so I just, I think every time I watched it, I'm like, is it going to get me? And it gets me, literally every time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that is
such a good reminder.
Such a fantastic moment in that. And somebody on my TikTok stream asked, "Is this about the story of David in the Bible?" And you just answered it, talking about God. So yes, it is the story of David in the Bible. And she just said, "Oh, cool."
Yeah.
And I love that moment as well. That was a wonderful moment because you're right. I mean, there are times when obviously this is not the moment that he's facing Goliath, but he's certainly facing a Goliath, right? This intimidating experience of about to fall, and it's a very intimidating, difficult moment in time. But that time of just stopping and focusing and realizing that there is a greater power, that there is a God, a Father in heaven who loves you and who can help you and can support you in this time of need. Yeah, it's such a great, I know it's showing right now. It's such a great moment. Great thing to remember. Yeah.
Totally. And just on that, you said something earlier, like one of your Goliaths was moving to, thanks, Eric Cobb. He says, I can't wait to see this. And thank you, Linda. One of your Goliaths was moving to LA and kind of getting involved in the industry and all of that. And I was just wondering, I know there's a lot of people in that position who've either just moved out or is, maybe having just got there or was planning to come out there in pursuit of that dream, the same dream as you. Do you have any words of advice or encouragement or, anything you want to kind of say to people who are on your path?
Yes, certainly. And I love the comments that are coming through. And I agree with the person who just did the comment before about it's a movie needed for not just children now, but for the next generation as well. Awesome. I get asked a lot of times to talk with people who are moving to LA to pursue acting, and I'll talk with them. And I'll be honest, Rita, oftentimes what I will talk about is that when you're pursuing something, if you let that consume you, then you're setting yourself up for a lot of problems. I think if that is where you put your self-worth, because acting, the pursuit of acting or the pursuit of a lot of things that are difficult. And there's failure. There's a lot of failure. In acting, there is a lot of failure along the way. There's a lot of rejection. There's a lot of failure, much more so than in my dating life. But a lot of rejection that happens, And if you let that define your self-worth, then you are going to have a really tough go of it, because that will cause depression. It will cause doubt, a lot of self-doubt, self-loathing, fear to continue. There are so many things that it causes if you let that define your self-worth. And I think that's why we were talked about this already. But why a movie like David, or a movie that is bringing God into the picture, I'm such a strong believer about how that's what defines our self-worth, that we are children of God, and that we are worth, we have a large amount of self-worth that is not linked to professional pursuit or whatever it might be. That doesn't define our self-worth. And so that's usually what I'll tell people when they're coming to try to slay the Goliath of LA is this is great. It's great. You're coming out here, you're going to try to be active, but don't let that define you, whether you are a success. You can be a success in life, whether you are in commercials or in movies, or if your voice, I've done a lot of everything. I've been in movies, I've been in commercials, I've voiced animation. By the way, Rita, we should talk about this because I love doing animation voiceover. But I've done voiceover in animation, commercials, video games, blah blah blah. I've done, everything in the entertainment industry, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to do everything in it. But that doesn't define my self-worth, that who am I as a person? Am I living well? Am I making good choices, treating my fellow human beings well? Am I am I trying to be a good husband, a good father? Like that's what defines us and our self-worth, I believe. And so I know that was a long diatribe, but I love talking about this because I feel so strongly about it, because I see people who do define their success in life only from those worldly pursuits, and I think that can be really destructive.
Yeah, no, I love everything you're saying, and I think it's really, really important. And you're right, because those other things are not guaranteed, right? And so you're hanging everything on something which is not guaranteed and is pretty fickle, if I'm honest, and is, may or may not be there tomorrow, and if you hang everything on that, it is bound to set you up for some serious hurt and stuff. So I really, really love what you're saying. But a question though too, and a really honest answer, please. Did it take you a long time to get there? Or is this just kind of a natural kind of faith and wisdom that you've always had? Or did you kind of have to learn the hard way?
I think everyone needs to learn the hard way. That's a good point. It's a good question. Certainly, we all go through our trials of faith, and I certainly haven't. I haven't had it as rough as other people that I know in terms of my journey of faith. I think some people, different people have different propensities to things, and some people don't have a propensity to faith, or a propensity to believing in something like that. And so I tend to have that propensity. And so, but it is a process because we go through trials, and I like to say, like, that's when the rubber hits the road, I mean, that's not a phrase that I came up with, obviously, but in the sense of, then it's like when we have a big trial in our life, when we face something that causes a lot of difficulty, then that's when we really can be introspective and pray and meditate and think, okay, do I really believe this? Do I really believe that it's important to be a good person, to be a follower, to be a believer, etc. And so it is a work in progress, yes, and it'll always be a work in progress.
Definitely, yeah. We will. Thank you for your honesty. I appreciate it. And then one other question: lots of other questions, but the reason you wanted to be in like entertainment, or be an actor, or be a content creator, like what was the reason? What drives you?
I love doing it. I love doing it. I love positively affecting people's lives. I've had various moments in my life which were so critical and so important and so salient in terms of how entertainment can positively affect people's lives. And so that's one of the things that drives me, and I've always wanted to be involved in content that that families can watch. I mean, that's another thing. Another reason why I love being part of this project is because I believe very strongly in wanting to flood the world with content, entertaining content that families can watch, that children can watch, that children can enjoy. Because I think there's a lot of stuff out there that they can't. And so I've tried to also be involved in content and make content. I mean, I'm a content creator as well, and I make a lot of short videos, but I always look at it through the lens of, how appropriate is this for families? And if one of my children were to see this, would I be comfortable with them seeing it? And so I certainly go forward with that thinking and with that process, and I am motivated in making content for families and that's positive. I love being positive, so I think that certainly motivates me is that that impact that you can have on people's lives, and hopefully, help them just smile this day.
Yeah.
Hopefully I put a smile on someone's face today.
Totally. No, and it definitely shows with you, you just have sunshine, so yeah.
Well, that's because it's sunny in Los
exude
Angeles
sunshine.
right now.
So that's really awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. So I know we may have some questions. So there you go. Thank you for that, Eric. You are so right about what defines us. We all are learning and growing and becoming who God wants us to be. That was Monica for you, Eric. Yeah.
Thank you, Monica.
I love that. So let's see. So when will the movie be coming out? Thanks, Sandy. So the movie's coming out 2025. So we're in production, and we will be in production this year and next year. And then 2025, so that's, what are we now, 23? 22. 23 and 24. The movie's coming out 2024. So about 2.5 years from now.
Yeah, it's amazing how long it takes to make a project like this. I mean, people think, oh, it's just putting together it's putting together a cartoon, it doesn't take, but it's a project that takes a long time.
It takes a really, really long time. Animation is one of the longest business cycles that exists. It's such a long time. The first draft of the script was written in 2014. And so, it's really long. So there's another question from Linda. She says, is this project part of a bigger one, i.e. a biblical movie series? It's not, Linda, but there is, what we're working on at the moment are a series of 5-minute David short films, which were prior to the film coming out in 2025. So we show 5 aspects of David's character: warrior, poet, shepherd, king, and worshipper. And those 5 shorts, we've got some really exciting plans for those over the next couple of years. And so when you talk about a biblical movie series, it's not essentially a feature film series at this point. Who knows what will come afterwards. But prior to the release in 2025 are 5 shorts around the character of David, which we are working on with our partners at Minnow, and are really, really cool and really, really fun, and will be really great prequels to the feature film.
Now, are those shorts, they're just prequels to the film, right? They're not, are those shorts going to be in the film, or are
They're not.
Okay.
Yeah. They're standalone, just highlighting aspects of those aspects of David's character. So they won't be in the film, but they're like teasers, like that trailer that you saw. So there's kind of
Rita,
5
I can't wait to watch them.
Of those. I know.
I can't wait to watch them. When's the next teaser going to come out? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. So a couple more months, we're getting there, but it's so exciting. Yeah. I think we've got one more comment or question. Sorry, my little thing is over it. Eric, can you read that? I can see it says from Zach. But
2025 is way too. Zach says 2025 is way too long, but I think it's worth it to wait. That's what Zach's saying is 20. So
awesome.
First of all, I agree. 2025 is too long. I mean, it is what it is, but it is too long to wait. So I'm glad the teasers are going to be coming out. But yes, and what's great about this? I mean, what's great about the entertainment industry, Rita, I feel like, is yes, it is a long time to wait for it. But what's wonderful about it is it's not just an ephemeral experience that just goes away. Once it's out, then it's out, and then it's there forever. And so that
totally,
yeah. And so, like Zach said, it's worth the wait. It is worth the wait because once it's done so well, and then it's ready for people to consume for generations. And that's totally what I'm excited about.
I love that, Eric, and it's so true. And that's one of the reasons why we particularly love animation so very, very much, is because it has this ability to transcend age, race, culture barriers, in addition to the longevity, right? Like you think of things like Paddington Bear and even Mickey Mouse, right? They've been around for like generation upon generation upon generation upon generation, and also how many times can kids watch a film or a TV show? Do you know what I mean? So like it's, I've got a 5-year-old son and a much younger daughter who's 1.5. But my son, honestly, he can watch stuff 10, 15 times, and then every time he watches it, watching it like it's his first time watching it, And I just feel like, imagine, just the power and the potential of a story when a child is watching it over and over so many times, You just really have this opportunity to speak life, and what you were saying earlier about creating content that brings positivity and love and life and encouragement and joy and all the beautiful things you can bring, into the world. So it's just, I feel like it's a really unique privilege to be able to make a project, especially in animation, that can live for such a long time, as you said.
Yes. I didn't know you had a 5.5 and a 1.5-year-old. That is so great.
That's so great.
Yeah. And you're right. I mean, especially children can watch something over and over and over again. And then, when you have something like this, because as you know, as a parent, and anyone else who's watching as a parent, you are very concerned about what that is that's filling up the heads of the children who are watching something over and over again. And because once they're watching it, and then at random times they'll say something from whatever they're watching, or it comes out. Exactly. So
no, it does come out. Yeah. And I love it. It's honestly, it's just been such a game changer for me, like, watching my son watch stuff, and as you say, hearing what he says, afterwards or whenever, at random times, he'll use words, or he'll say phrases or that I know he's gotten from somewhere, like he was watching this episode of a show, and he came and we were having like a running race in the garden, and he's like, Mum, it's really not about the winning, Mum. It's like, it's honestly about the participation, like he's just been watching a car about thing. And yes, we kind of try and say that, but I don't use those words, I'm like, it's just as long as you're having fun or whatever. But he's like, it's really about the participation. And I was like, oh, I saw you watching that show about with the little car races, and I knew he'd got it from there, but it just makes you so just hyper aware of what they're putting inside them, so all that to say, it's just such a great privilege to be able to work on a project like this that is just going to bring hope and light to to everyone who watches. Yeah. But just, Eric, thank you so much. It has been such a joy having this time with you, and thank you for everything that you are doing. We really appreciate you.
No, thank you. It's been a wonderful chat, Rita. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. And just thanks to everyone for joining us, and a reminder to head on over to angel.com/David. And we look forward to, same time next week. Thanks everyone for watching, and have a great day.
Great, thanks.
Look into my eyes. Do you see fear? You come at me with sword and spear, but I come in the name of the God of Israel. Yes! Right between the eyes! Did you see that? Anyone? Of course not. Okay, then. One more time. Tally, not now. I'm trying to protect us from this Philistine. Whoa. No, not that way. Come on. Back to your mom. Right, Philistine. Oh, wait! Right between the eyes. Oh, of course. That one you saw. Tally! Tally, no! I'm coming, girl! Whoa, easy! Shira! I will bring her home safely. Whoa! Oh, Sally, wait, no! There you go. I'm almost through. Okay. Oh! Whew! Tally, stop! No! Oh, that doesn't help. That does. Stop. Thank you. 할래니 נפשי ישובב ינחני במגע לצדק למען שמו